Right now on Up with KREM, we are waking up to decreased air quality across the inland Northwest. What you need to know about spending time outside.
Washington needs rain now.
When you smell smoke this summer, it's climate change.
How state officials plan to combat our historic drought and ongoing climate change.
Ongoing wildfires around the region are still putting smoke in the atmosphere and smoke in the sky that we're breathing. We're going to talk cooler temperatures and how long this smoke winds up sticking around.
This is Drought Fly's new tasting room, and just over here you can see the windows to their distillery, all the details of their opening today.
Up with KREM starts right now.
We are under a red flag warning this morning in Spokane. This means there is a potential for rapid fire spread.
The National Weather Service says this is due to a combination of dry, gusty winds and low humidity. They ask for everyone to heed all burn bans and fire restrictions right now. The red flag warning is expected to end tonight.
Hey there, good morning. Thanks for watching Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Dana Marie McNichol. We do want to get straight to weather this morning because of that red flag warning.
We do have that high fire danger across much of the inland Northwest. Now, it has been exceptionally dry. We're calling this the driest we have ever been. It is that kind of dry out there as we continue to not really see any rain. And with no rain in the forecast, that does elevate fire concern across the region. And as the sun comes up early this morning over Coeur d'Alene, you can see it is a bit hazy out there, a little bit better than where we were yesterday. And you can actually thank some of the wind that causes that elevated fire danger for kind of pushing the smoke in a different direction. Right now, seeing temps down in the 60s from Wenatchee straight through to Coeur d'Alene, 52 in Sandpoint. It's a beautiful start to the day. Just a little bit of reprieve from some of our ongoing heat that we've been talking about. And that arrives today and sticks around for the next day. That's it. Temperatures, wind. Yeah, sticks around today as well. Wind gusts up near 20 to even 30 miles per hour at times in some areas. I think if you're up on the Waterville Plateau, you'll see some of the stronger wind gusts throughout the day today. Here in Spokane, about 20 miles per hour is the extent of it as our temperatures climb into the low 90s. It's the low 90s. It's a bit cooler than where we've been the past few days. Tomorrow and Saturday look to be a bit cooler as well, but the heat is on as we get into the weekend. By Sunday, hot and hazy with a couple of isolated thunderstorms.
Now that we are in wildfire season, that also means we're also in smoke season here in the Northwest.
Well, that's why we do have Brandon T. Jones checking in on our air quality all morning long. Brandon, there is some haze behind you as the sun rises. What are things smelling like and feeling like outside?
Hey, Tim, Dana Marie. Yeah, you can see that haze a little bit behind me. I was saying a little bit earlier in the day, if you were standing here, maybe a different part of the year, you would see all of the mountains, see all of the beauty, but you do see that haze and you can actually kind of notice it. It looks almost like clouds, but it's definitely not clouds. It's that smoke that's rolled into our region. And we're talking about it this morning because that smoke can get unhealthy. Right now, it's not too bad. So Spokane, the last time I checked, we're in the moderate range. When I checked the Spokane Regional Clean Air Agency, just refreshed, it's at 60 right now. So moderate, not unhealthy currently. And then when you look at Coeur d'Alene as well, they're currently in the moderate range as well. But over the last year, I remember last September when all those wildfires started to pop off around Labor Day and we were getting smoke in from California, Oregon, and in Washington, and it was awful. We looked outside and for about a week or so we were stuck indoors. You know, it looked like we were almost living on planet Mars, or if we had that orange glow just come up early in the morning. Right now we've got that orange glow just around the sun because of the clouds that are currently in the atmosphere, but it's continuing to rise up and kind of get over that hump of all of that smoke. But we're just going to continue to monitor the air quality. Keep in mind you may have to wear a mask, but we'll just be out here monitoring it. And Tim, Dana Marie, I'll go ahead and toss it back to you all in the studio.
Well, Governor Jay Inslee declaring an emergency for a drought in most of Washington.
That means that the state can expedite emergency permits and funding assistance.
So take a look at the map. The areas under drought emergency are highlighted in yellow. The only places not in the declaration are the Seattle, Tacoma, and Everett metro areas.
Now, Inslee didn't go much into detail about what kind of actions should be taken to combat climate change, but we do know the legislature passed some pretty significant laws in that regard this season, which the governor did sign.
We are now projecting that every single week we are going to see increasing catastrophic wildfires on our landscape. We're at a state of urgency and frankly a state of emergency.
The State Department of Ecology says this is the second driest spring on record since 1895.
All right, let's take a look at the wildfires burning across Washington right now. Right away, you're going to see right behind me on a map a bright pink shaded area. So bright pink on any type of map right now, especially in terms of weather, means a red flag warning, and we're under that until this evening. Now, this does seem to slow down for the Chewea Creek fire burning on the Colville Reservation, and we'll come back to that in just a minute. Now, directly above that is the Red Apple wildfire burning in Wenatchee. Tim, I'm going to toss things over to you so we can get a closer look at what's going on in Chelan.
Well, mass evacuations are in place for more than 1,500 homes, and Chelan County declared a state of emergency. This is all in response to the Red Apple fire, which has grown to more than 9,000 acres. This is more than double of what it was on Tuesday. Sheriff deputies executed a search warrant at a home believed to be the origin of that fire. Meanwhile, level 3 evacuations are in place in Nespelem, but the fires have now scorched more than 22,000 acres of tribal land. Crews have the fire 20% contained this morning. At least 14 buildings have been lost.
Our prayers are, with this connected to the wind, and to the safety and to our people and to their well-being and their health.
People who live in the community joined together in prayer. They stood on the ground where the fire nearly destroyed and prayed for the protection of their community and the crews fighting the fire there. Our team is committed to keeping you informed about wildfire season, and we know this is a lot of information, so we make it easy for you to find.
That's right. So text the word fire 509-448-2000. We'll send you an updated link to all the wildfires we're actively following. 6:06 now, it's time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Our sunny weather probably has you wearing more sunscreen more than ever, but now you should probably check the label. Johnson & Johnson is recalling 4 Neutrogena and 1 Aveeno spray sunscreen. This is after a potential cancer-causing chemical was found in some samples. Now, benzene is not an ingredient in the sunscreens, and the company is looking into how the substance got into products. J&J says the amount of benzene would likely not pose a health risk, but is recalling the sunscreens out of an abundance of caution.
The man accused of attempting to run over a boy in Idaho has now been arrested. We showed you this shocking video yesterday. Take a look at this. It shows a driver caught on camera swerving his pickup truck towards a little boy. The 26-year-old Michael Anthony Gizar is being charged with assault with intent to commit murder, felony injury to a child, aggravated assault, and reckless driving. Gizar is expected to appear in court today. Now, if convicted, he could face a maximum of 29 years in prison. This all started after an argument between kids in Burley, Idaho at a skate park.
Wildfire smoke can irritate your lung, eyes, and cause sore throats, headaches, and nausea. But there are ways to help protect yourself.
It's things like closing windows and doors. If you have a central air conditioning, putting your air on recirculate and making sure you have a good quality filter that will really take out those particles from the air. If you don't have central air, you can get a portable air filter.
Some good advice. Health professionals recommend a HEPA filter that mechanically removes smoke particles. Your old cloth mask won't provide protection from the smoke. Only respirators such as N95s can filter out the fine particles in the smoke.
Well, that's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKrem on social media.
Coming up in just a couple of minutes, Dry Fly Distilling has a new place to call home, and Nicole Hernandez is checking it out at their new location right now.
Yeah, that's right. I'm in the production room right now, and look at how giant these things are. Huge. They actually brought these in through the roof. Kind of crazy, but coming up, all the details about their opening that's happening today.
I have so many more questions now. Love it. Can't wait for that. But in the interim, let's talk about wildfires burning around the region. We do have quite a bit of smoke in the sky, and yesterday we had Brandon T. Jones in Nispelem talking about some of the smoke from the wildfires around there. Large complex fires that are playing a role in what we're seeing, and those smoke plumes shoot high enough up into the atmosphere that they are being picked up by satellite imagery. All of what you see there, not clouds, that's all smoke from ongoing wildfires around the inland northwest. And coming up in your full forecast, I'm going to break down where that smoke's going, when you might smell it, and how long our wildfire danger remains high.